Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here at Big Bear Bikes in Pickering, North Yorkshire, North Yorkshire's biggest independent bike shop. I'm Tim and this is Mike.
Hi guys, hiya.
And today we're going to take a look at this. It's the Trek/Gen 6 and it's the model number 9 featuring the high pivot system. So Mike, I guess this bike was launched last year.
It was,
It's a huge acclaim, big change, big evolution from the previous Slash.
Massively so, yeah.
Award-winning bike.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So what makes the Slash so special in 2024?
Yeah, well, the Model 9 has got some different features to the one we looked at. We looked at it was actually the Slash 8, wasn't it, that came in, and that was on the XT gears with the cable-operated gears there. It's still going exactly the same frame design. Let's touch back at the Generation 6 though. This latest thing with the high pivot design. A couple of features that changed over the Generation 5. The Generation 5 was run as a 29er. It could be changed to a mullet, which means obviously 27 at the back. This actually comes as standard with the 27 at the back and the 29 at the front. Some key changes in the suspension travel as well. The Gen 5 model had 170mm at the front and 160 at the back. This is a full 170mm bike, so a massive travel. But the key changes we all saw right from the outset there is this high pivot design. Yeah. So there's a couple of bonuses to have this high pivot design really. And what the main one is in the suspension travel, when it goes through its arc of its suspension, when it's down, when it's fully, you hit a massive bump, in the arc of the normal design, in the lower pivot of the traditional suspension bike, let's say in the Gen 5, the pivot would actually go up and actually make the wheelbase shorter. Okay. This one actually goes, because of its design, it actually allows the frame to get longer. So when it hits a massive bump, it's a lot longer, and what that actually does, it doesn't stop the rider because it's not actually making the bike shorter, but it's not actually in the travel. It's hard to describe, but in the travel in the past you may have even get a bit of pedal kickback from that. Now this doesn't eliminate that totally. It's longer, so it's more stable, but it's actually faster in its travel, so it allows the rider, for those riders that are absolutely amazing at descending and jumping off things, it allows that rider to actually descend at a lot higher speed. And you can obviously see this incredible design of pivot, but also the incredible design of all the pulley system as well. So amazing features there. And those are designed, obviously, it has to, for this particular pulley wheel, it has to go over there so it keeps the perfect line of the high pivot. And then if we didn't have this one here, it would only be touching, if we were going from there to there, it would only be touching only a 2 or 3 teeth. So it actually has to bring the pivot back up, the pulley back up, in order to go back down there to keep the chain on this ring here. So super design. I must also touch on one thing that we've talked about a lot, and it's been noticed that on some of the first production bikes there was actually a little bit of chain drop, and that was actually down to the original assembly between MRP there and Trek bikes. They were actually putting the washers in the wrong place from assembly. We've now had the bulletin from Trek and it's been changed, so much so that Pink Bike actually test rode this bike when they were doing the pre-production testing. They made the changes to it, and we now put all those pivots all those washers in the correct place, and now that they've not had a single chain drop since that point. So much so that Pink Bike actually test rode this bike for 2 months down in Whistler, doing some incredibly big rides, obviously massive jumps and down from Whistler, and not had a single chain drop. So that was one thing that they wanted to make sure that everybody got that knowledge.
Chain drop pretty much eliminated.
Totally eliminated.
Totally eliminated.
Yeah.
Pedal kickback pretty much eliminated.
No pedal kickback from that design anyway. Yeah. So that's a perfect a perfect thing that works perfectly. So yeah. So it's that's something I wanted to just touch on really, because the forums of people have noticed that sort of thing, and from every single bike now that comes from Trek has its washers in the correct place.
Mike, I think that's great. I think like when you're buying a bike and you're spending thousands of pounds, we all do our research online, don't we?
Absolutely,
and we can read things and be a bit unsure, but I suppose the benefit of speaking to someone like you that's raced, that knows bikes inside out, that's in the shop going, do you know what, we've read the reviews, we've seen the bulletins, Trek have made an update, we've made that change, you're passing that expertise on, and that's great for anyone watching this video to know you're on it. So fantastic. Superb. So this is the 9.
Yes.
And previously we've talked about that in Trek's range we have typically the 6, 7, 8, 9 with an aluminium frame, and then we'll have the 9.5, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8 featuring a carbon frame. So I'm understanding that this is an aluminium frame bike. Being a 9, it's the top spec. It
is, yeah. So in the aluminium world with Trek, in the Slash, in the Gen 6, it comes in 2 models of aluminium. So you've got the 8, which we looked at last time, and this is the 9. That's the top spec. So the differences are that it's got electric gears on this one, and it's got the new SRAM T-Type, which we've looked at on a couple of our other bikes in a couple of our other videos. But just to go back into that as well, it's a totally redesign. You'll see on here that the bike has got no derailleur hanger. It's actually, the hanger is built into the derailleur itself, so that makes it stronger. But also, in the advent of a crash situation, all these parts from the SRAM T-Type are all replaceable. So if this part got damaged, if it did go over, this can just be replaced, as opposed to thinking, goodness, this expensive whole derailleur has to be replaced. It doesn't anymore, it's just one piece bit over time. So that's all rebuildable, which is great. Another thing from this GX, from the T-Type design, is they've totally changed the cassette design, so much so that the teeth cut-ins are actually designed to work better under force than actually under, they're smoother, let's say, in a race situation. You know, if you're zooming through the gears, and that doesn't need to be in a race situation, I'll probably as an example, you know, if we're going up a really, really steep hill, and you can't let off the power just to make that really clean gear change, because you're desperate to get over the top of that really big mound.
You don't want to lose your momentum.
You don't want to slip or go backwards or fall off or anything. So you need to change gear at that given point. And as under pressure, it changes gear a lot smoother now than it ever did. So much so it's actually smoother under pressure than it isn't, which is incredible. Very quick changing, because they've sped up the gear change as well from SRAM, so from the original GX axis. So it's a bit of a tenfold thing. Of course, we know that it's all wireless. It's got a new, I mean, if you have a look here, it's got the new actual shifter as well, which again is really, really smart, or a nice pod there. And they've changed everything with this particular one has got T-Type on it. They've changed the whole group set, so it's really nice to see. But yeah, really, really strong level of kit. Slightly different because it's from the 8 to the 9. They've changed the rear shock and the front. It's got Zebs on there as well. So again, 170mm of travel, which is superb range of travel. You've got on this particular shock, you've got the extra reservoir there for those bigger hits, for that rider that's going to potentially be doing a lot bigger jumps potentially. And whereas the oil may get heated up in here, it's got an extra reservoir for it to go round to cool it down. So for different pressures, for different frequencies of bump, then that's what that's there for.
So what as a rider does that mean to me? What's that doing for me?
It means that it's a lot smoother suspension and it doesn't ramp up. So what that means by ramping up is it can let's say if it was a really traditional suspension design and it only had oil in it, there'd be a point where it couldn't take those extra frequencies of bumps constantly. It starts to get stiffer because the viscosity of the oil just gets too stiff, and then it ramps up for you and you get battered around a bit and it moves around too much. Whereas this reacts smoother, so it can take fast hits and small hits all at the same time constantly.
Cool.
Yeah. Really.
Internal storage on this bike?
Yeah, it's got that on there. Yeah, so let's show you that. So yeah, it's just in there. If I pop it out there, so yeah, pop this off. You can still obviously have your bottle cage on there, and you've got your extra storage bag in there for spares, for tools, for maybe a spare get your home tube. Obviously, snacks. Yeah, snacks. Definitely. Yeah, I definitely put snacks in there. It's grand as well. If you did have a cable-operated bike as well, you can get to the cables easier for workshop purposes, of course. But this one we know is all electric, so but you can actually see the brake going through there as well. So yeah, lovely level of kit there.
Very nice.
Back in.
What are the wheels on this bike then?
This has got the Line Comps on it as well, the Line Comp 30s. So really nice wheel set.
Very nice.
You can get it set up to the 6 poles as well, so that 108 engagement as well that we've seen. Tubeless, of course. Nice set of tyres as well, so Bontrager SE5 team issues on there, and the SE6 at the front for that extra turning. So yeah, really thought about the design there. So also another nice feature of this bike is it's got a full group set by SRAM, and sometimes, you know, like it's gone away a little bit now, but whereas you're getting a mix of different components, so it's quite nice, isn't it, when you get
a mix of brands as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Whereas this bike is really sticking to it, so it's great. So full GX T-type, as we know. The brakes on there, they are called the Code Bronze, so the same colourway and everything. Even you'll see on the, you know, you'll see actually on the levers, but also on the calipers as well. So the same really nice special edition grey. So yeah, really lovely.
So the question people will have is, how much is this bike?
Yeah, so it's £5,175.
Okay, so I'm getting the top spec components
on
the latest award-winning Slash.
Absolutely,
for just over £5,000.
Yeah,
hell of a bike, hell of a bike.
It is, it's superb spec.
So obviously we've got this one. Do you have Slash in stock generally?
Yeah, really good stock of them. So we can get all models in 2 different colourways as well. So Trek are definitely doing that 2 colourway of each model. So from the 8, the 9, and then obviously looking at the carbon one. So anything with a point something at the end, so 9.8, you can get it in XT gears, or the 9.8 SRAM GX T-type, and then you can get the 9.9 all singing, all dancing, carbon smattering of everything all over the place. So yeah, if you really want that top dog, then
there you go. So aluminium, carbon, T-type, standard GX, AXS, it's all here. Every colour, every option available in the shop. So get yourselves down here, guys. Come down to Big Bear Bikes in Pickering, North Yorkshire. Test ride the bike.
Absolutely, yep. Come and test ride it, because you want to see, you know, the differences. See how, we can't believe how it rides. It's amazing. I didn't actually add as well, it's got such big travel, but because of that setup, we can't believe how good a climber it is. It's incredible at climbing back up those hills again. It's not saggy or anything like that. That's another a benefit of that suspension as well.
Have you got a Slash on the fleet up at Dolby yet?
No.
So maybe coming soon in 2024, we'll see. But certainly test ride the bike down here at Big Bear Bikes in Pickering. Do your research online, then get yourself in store, test ride the bike, come and meet Mike, come and meet Al, talk to the team. They'll give you all the advice and guidance you need. And who knows, maybe the Trek Slash could be the bike for you in 2024. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers.